and welcome to this Coding Superstars Hide and Seek recap video. In this session, we will go through how you can use Scratch to be able to create your own hide and seek game. We will look at block coding and see how you can use different blocks to be able to make your sprites hide, wait, then appear again, and how you can create this into a game by using the when the sprite is clicked button, and also even be able to create your own backdrops and be able to create your own animations using costumes. So let's have a look and see how we can create our own hide and seek game using Scratch. To create our hide and seek game, we're going to use Scratch. Scratch is a website that you can access through your web browser, and it is free to use on all devices. If you type in scratch.mit.edu, it will take you to this landing page where you tap on the Start Creating button on the left-hand side of the screen. Once you tap on there, it will load up your landing page where you will be doing our code. If you just tap on the X for the tutorial menu to disappear, you'll then see that you have access to all of Scratch's blocks by tapping on the different coloured dots down the side. They are grouped together in terms of their function. Then you have the part in the middle of the screen, which is your landing area where you can pop in your code. And then finally on the right hand side of the screen, you have your stage. This is where the sprite is, where you will be able to create your game. So let's have a go at creating a hide and seek game. I'm going to do mine with bats in the woods, but you can literally do whatever version you want to. So the first thing I'm going to do is to change my backdrop. So I'm going to come over to the right hand side of the screen, right at the bottom, and tap on the button that has mountains and a star in the right hand corner. I'm going to tap on the magnifying glass, and that's going to give me all of the different backdrops that are available in Scratch. And I'm going to choose the woods, but you can choose whichever one you want to. And then I'm going to get rid of my sprite by coming across to the actual sprite button at the bottom, which is highlighted in purple. And I'm going to just tap the bin to get rid of that one. And then I'm just going to load up another one that I'm going to use, which is the bat. And I'm just going to move him over to there. Now what I want to do is I want that bat to look like he is flying. So I'm just going to go to the event block, and I'm just going to drag in that when the green flag is clicked, I'm just going to make my code a little bit bigger there so that you can see it. And I just want to have a forever block to basically say I want my bat to be able to animate. And to do that, I'm going to come to the Looks button, and I want to do next costume. Or let's have a look. Let's see what the costumes are. So I want my bat to go from A to B and then back to A again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go switch costume to bat B. Then I want it to wait, and then I want it to go back to bat A. And then if I put another wait block in there, that should, when I press my green flag, it should then animate. Now that's going a little bit slow. So what I can do with all of the blocks in Scratch, if there is a white oval with a number in, I can then change this. So I can then speed this up so that actually now he's now starting to fly around like that, which is great. So I'm just going to press my stop button there. So now we're going to have a look at how we can now start to get our bat to move. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in another when the green flag is clicked button. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I would like my bat to move to a random position, and then I want it to wait for maybe 2 seconds so that we can then get it to kind of be able to catch it almost. And let's do that as well in a forever block. So it's going to hug that round so that it's just going to do that over and over and over again. So let's have a look and see how that's going to work. Perfect. So now he's moving around to random positions around the screen, which is great. So now what we want to be able to do, we want to be able to tap on the bat to make it disappear and for it then to come back. To do that, we will need to choose the event block that says when this sprite is clicked. And this means that all of the other pieces of code will run automatically, but when we tap the sprite, this particular piece of code will then run. And what I want to do is I want to go into the Lux block and then scroll down and find the hide button. Then I want it to wait for maybe a couple of seconds, and then I want it to show again. So let's make it wait for 2 seconds, and then let's go back and then do the show button. So now let's have a look. If I stop my code and press the green flag, it's swapping between the costumes. It's going to a random position, and then if I tap on it, it disappears for 2 seconds and then comes back. And then if I tap on it again, it disappears and then it comes back. Perfect. So we've now got a hide and seek game. And what we could also do if we wanted to is we could add in another bat as well. So if I tap and hold on the bat at the bottom here and press duplicate, I now have 2 bats that are doing exactly the same thing. And I can now pull down the code onto bat 2. There we go, and just pull it across. So now that code will then have all of the same code that all of the other ones have on there as well. And you can see that they're starting to fly around. Now what you might want to do is to make one of them a little bit smaller. So at the minute that one's 100, let's try 60 and change the size. So now we've got a bigger one and now we've got a smaller one there as well. Okay, and you can then tap on it, tap on them, they disappear, and then they come back. So now you could build this up into a game. So why not add a score? Let's go to variables and let's make a variable called score. Now you can see we have a scoreboard in the corner, and all we need to do now is just pull this down into when the sprite is clicked, and we want to change the score by 1. And let's do that on the other one as well. So change the score by 1. And actually, because this bat is smaller, I might want to change that by 2. So get more points for the smaller one. So now if I press my green flag and I tap, then my score starts to come on. Now you can see that it's actually going. So when I tap, it doesn't put the score on until it comes back on the screen. So what you could do is change the order of the code. So actually, when you press the green flag, it puts the score on straight away, rather than it just doing it individually. So I can put that score there onto the top. And what you might want to do is set the score at the beginning to 0. So when you play the game again, it starts at 0. And you can literally take any of the coding that we have done in any of our videos and try and add in different blocks. You could add in sound effects, you could change the costume. The choices that you have within Scratch are endless. So let's see what kind of hide and seek game you can create. We can't wait to see what you have created. So why not share it with us? Go on to the Showbie app, put in this class code, and you will be able to access our Discover Digital Learning Zone Showbie account. This is where you can share all of your amazing creations with us, and we can have a look at them here at Family Fund and give you some well-deserved feedback. We can't wait to see what you create.